Cheese and chili is a much loved universal combination. Trust me, chilies in all its forms and cheeses from across the world can actually pair wonderfully well together. And this is one such Bhutanese recipe which has been doing the rounds across the world for a long time now. The name, you may ask? Ema Datshi. Well, Ema and Datshi are two different words. Ema literally translates to chilies in Bhutanese, and Datshi is a kind of an unpasteurized cheese, young, which is made with yak's milk or cow's milk. Another beauty here is that this, of course, pairs wonderfully well together. It makes a lovely soup. It's called a soup. But you can also make this with alternate ingredients, where chili, of course, in some form is used, but then the core ingredient becomes potatoes and mushrooms. So when you make it with potatoes, it's a kewa dachi, and finally when you make it with mushrooms, it's a shamu dachi. But today what I'm doing is ema dachi. Let's begin. In a cold pan, some banana chilies, which are slit into quarters, followed by sliced red onions, diced tomatoes, green chilies for that wonderful kick and spice, sliced garlic, a very tiny pinch of salt and water. At this stage, we light the flame and we allow this to roll boil for 2 to 3 minutes. Once this starts getting aromatic, you give this a little bit of a ruffle and then you cover this and lower the flame. Allow this to cook on low-medium flame for around 10 minutes now. Well, I don't know if you really noticed, and I should have told you this a little earlier. If you would have seen the banana peppers, they were cut into long strips or long quarters, and I tried to remove the membrane and the seeds as much as I could. Also, if you noticed, I removed the seeds of the tomatoes as well, because that's a personal choice and preference. And the tiny green chilies, which is really for the spice and that heat, has the chili seeds retained, because that's where the real taste, flavor, and the heat of the chilies lies, So keep these little things in mind when you make the ema dachi. And if at all you want to make the kewa and the mushroom one, it's very simple. Literally, it's a no recipe, and I do not need to show you in another video really how to make the potato dachi and the mushroom dachi. You begin with potatoes and then kind of go ahead the way I am, and similarly with the mushrooms, as simple as that. Now, let this boil on medium flame for around 10 minutes so that the chilies do not disfigure, they do not denature. It still kind of retains the shape, but gets cooked well. That's very important. So let's wait and watch. Let's uncover this and slide in a teaspoon of salted butter. As the butter starts melting, let's cover the entire surface with cheese. And once that's added in, we cover this, and with this, off goes the flame. Allow this to settle in just like that for another 5 to 6 minutes. Of course, the flame has to be off, and that's an absolute mandate at this point in time, because you don't want the cheese to kind of denature the entire soup or the dachi. Now, in case you do not have dachi, what do? You can use processed cheese, because that is lovely, wonderful, and has that lovely flavor profile that all of us kind of identify with. But if you want to kind of elevate the dish, you can add in Colby, you can add in yellow cheddar or white cheddar, or a combination of the two cheddars. While doing all of these combinations that you want to kind of do, you can also sprinkle in a little bit of Gorgonzola or Stilton or Roquefort or any blue cheese. But trust me, very little of that, to just give you that little kick, that little taste of the blue wine. Try that. Let's open this and give this a little bit of a wiggle like so. And now this is ready to be tasted, of course, and served. Wonderful, creamy, and just about perfect in terms of salt. Because remember the fact, I just added a pinch of salt, because the processed cheese has salt and the salted butter, of course, has salt. With this, ladies and gentlemen, ema dachi, which very slowly and very humbly is getting the status of being a national Bhutanese treasure, is done and ready. This goes amazingly well with hot, steaming, broken rice, albeit the red variety. Try it for your family, try it for your friends, and let me know in the comment section what you feel about this wonderful ema dachi. This is me, Varun, Inamdar, signing off. Bye for now.